Hello everybody, Wheatley Gaming here, and today I just want to have a discussion. I just want to say some things that I thought Call of Duty Ghosts did right, or why I think Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't a bad game. I actually think it was a good game. It's actually honestly one of my favorite Call of Duty games, right below World at War. I'll just talk about why I thought the campaign was good, why I thought the multiplayer was good, and why I thought Extinction was good. I have had the game since 2013, so it's not like I just got it, but I did just get the Xbox One version. I used to have it on PS3. So, the campaign. I actually thought the campaign wasn't bad. Some people say the campaign is mediocre, but I never actually find any reasons as to why they say the campaign is mediocre. There's good character development, there's motives, there's actually a really good motive as to why the main villain in the game is the main villain in the game. You have an understanding, you have a connection with each and every one of the characters in the Ghost campaign. Almost every one of them. Some of them you don't really get the backstories of, but most of the characters you get backstories and stuff like that, where they tell you all about them, who they are, what they're about.
So what did you do?
Just like Rourke, you understand why Rourke's a villain. Understand why Elias and Rourke have a misconnection with the Ghost team and everything. You know who Logan is, you know who Hesh is, you understand Merrick and Yaz, everything. You know about them. I mean, campaign was good. Again, I already explained the character detail. It had good action sequences. It just wasn't that bad. It was kind of like Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Well, made by the same people, so I would understand that. So, now I'm going to just talk about Extinction and the multiplayer last, because I don't actually have any multiplayer footage. I have played some multiplayer games on the Xbox One version, but I really don't play multiplayer on COD Ghosts. I really just don't like multiplayer in general in most Call of Duty games. I usually stick to the campaign and the extra modes like Survival and the Modern Warfare series and Extinction here and Zombies. I think Extinction was phenomenal. Actually, I thought it was one of the greatest things that Call of Duty could have, in my opinion. The reasons that I could find that people thought Extinction was bad, the only reason I can find is that they're saying it's a ripoff of Zombies, which it's really not. I don't understand how that even makes sense. Some people say it's just a way that Infinity Ward wanted to get money off the Zombies franchise. They just changed it to Aliens. No, I saw it as a way for them to get something new into the franchise, into Infinity Ward games. Introduce something new that people may either like or dislike, but they wanted to probably experiment. Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, or COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, all had survival mode. They probably wanted to try something new. They didn't need to put zombies in, and I'm glad with that. I prefer Extinction over Zombies only because in Extinction, you have a main goal. You're basically forced into that position of the goal. Yeah, Zombies you can fool around and stuff, but it's not like you can't fool around and have fun in Extinction just because, well, the entire thing is revolved on a goal. The entire Extinction shtick is the Easter egg, or the story, the campaign. You're not just surviving wave after wave, you're pushing on through hives and barriers to get to the end where it all comes together and you get the storyline and the Easter egg done. The Easter egg is not optional. If you want to beat Extinction, you are going to do the Easter egg. Unlike with Zombies, it's a choice, which is fine, doesn't matter, but it's most certainly not a ripoff of Zombies. It can't be. There's literally one Zombies, one Alien. There's no coherent similarities whatsoever. Completely different concepts. There's different in-game concepts. I think it's a bit more fun for me because it's more survival. The aliens run faster than you. They climb on walls. You can't bring... If you're a COD Master Zombie player and you immediately switch over to Extinction without knowing what you're getting yourself into, you're gonna die because it's completely different concepts, and I like that. It's new. You can't train the aliens in Extinction like you could in Zombies. They're faster than you, they're stronger than you, and they can do a hell of a lot more damage, and I like that a lot. I think the story is fine in Extinction, or at least the Easter egg stories, and I really thought that it brought something new to the table in the Call of Duty franchise. And I still play Extinction now. I'm playing Ghost now, even though it came out 3 years ago on my Xbox One. And yeah, there's not a lot of players on the game, but I honestly think that the reason why there's not a lot of players on the game is because they were deterred away from all the negativity the game got in general, the unneeded negativity, so they didn't get the game before trying it out. I know people that say that some Call of Duty games suck and they haven't even played it yet. Some Call of Duty are good, they haven't even played it yet. You can't say that. You don't know what it's like. I mean, I played multiplayer. Going to multiplayer, and I played multiplayer honestly a lot more when I had on my PS3. I was Prestige 2, I think. I'm just a level like 7 now. I don't really play multiplayer that much. It's not what I play Ghost for. I love Extinction, the campaign, really. I mean, the only Call of Duty game I really play multiplayer on is the new one, Call of Duty World War II. But that's really only because I thought that the zombies was mediocre. At least the zombie that I don't think it's as good. It doesn't go up to the potential as other zombies, maps and such in other Call of Duty games. The main reason why I actually buy Call of Duty is for the zombies or extra modes. Modern Warfare 3, I never really played multiplayer. I played survival and campaign. I'll play survival with my friends, but I wouldn't really play multiplayer. I think the multiplayer in World War II is a lot more fun than the zombies. The zombies more like Advanced Warfare. And the multiplayer in Ghost wasn't that bad. I don't think a lot of people thought it was that bad. Again, the only complaint I can find about it is that the maps were too big, which I don't even understand why that was a complaint. Like, people haven't seen big COD maps. Like, they weren't always super small. There's different COD maps that were big. Crisis, Launch, Array, Convoy. There's Black Ops 1's Village. What else is there? I know there's one from Modern Warfare 2. Overgrown and Pipeline. I know those are big maps. People acting like they've never were acting like in 2013 like there was never a huge COD map before, but there have been multiple big COD maps. So just because it's big doesn't mean it's bad. Makes you work harder for your kills. You have to make sure there's no one behind you. You have to make sure you see everyone in front of you because you're going to be scrambling around a lot. But it's not that big of a deal. Just because it's a big map doesn't mean it's bad, of course. I mean, I really just think the COD Ghost was taken for granted as a Call of Duty game. I mean, I really think people started to appreciate it more after Infinite Warfare. Because when you think it was the last boots on the ground game, there were micro DLC, but there were no supply drops. It wasn't pay to win. All the micro DLC was basically cosmetic. The only DLC that wasn't cosmetic was the Maverick and the Ripper. And those are balanced out weapons. Oh, you wanna be Captain Price in multiplayer or Extinction? Go ahead. Purchase him for $1.99 and play as him. He won't have any special abilities. You'll just get that character, that calling card, and that emblem, and that's it. Nothing special. It's all just balanced out, nice and evenly. Nothing wrong with it. That's the main focus. I really just think it was taken for granted. I don't think people thought Call of Duty was going to go down that lane that it went down now. But in hindsight, it wasn't that bad. If you play Infinite Warfare and then go back to COD Ghost, I think people would have received it a lot better to what they thought it would have been in 2016. People thought Call of Duty 2016 was going to be COD Ghost, or Call of Duty Ghost 2, and they started complaining. But then Infinite Warfare came out, and I feel they complained even more than how they would have reacted if there was a Call of Duty Ghost 2. Because I'm sure if there was a Call of Duty Ghost 2, they wouldn't have continued on with the exosuit systems and launches and all that futuristic stuff. They would have continued on from directly where the story left off, where there obviously wasn't any of that stuff. And I guess they really kind of abandoned the whole Extinction and survival modes I had in Modern Warfare series and Ghost, because right after Ghost there was AW that had Exo Zombies, Black Ops 3 that had zombies, then Infinite Warfare that had zombies, then World War II, this has zombies. It's very shitty zombies, might I add, but it has zombies. We haven't had survival or another Extinction mode, which I would greatly prefer over zombies, especially the shit zombies we have now. all in all, Ghost wasn't a bad game. It did things right, and it did things wrong. Just like any other Call of Duty games, there were some flaws, and there were some things good, but most of the problems were at launch. And I feel that the reason people never got over it is because there is a new Call of Duty game released every year. How do you get used to broken games when they release, when there's a new game coming out a year later? So you just move on to that. You don't stick with it long enough to see it get fixed. I feel if they made it every 2 years a game, or every 3 years, it would have been better. You stick with the game longer and appreciate it more. You watch it get fixed. Everything's gonna have a broken beginning, and then it gets fixed further on. Again, like I said, all in all, I just think the game was taken for granted. I think it would have been received a lot better. It's getting received a lot better nowadays. I just think that it didn't get the appreciation that it's getting now, and that what it deserved back then compared to what we have now. But that's why I think Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't bad at all. I think it was a really good and well put together Call of Duty game. That's it for this episode of Wheelie Gaming. Wheelie Gaming out. Peace. Not gonna ask you to like or do anything. I don't mind anymore. I'm just doing this for fun. Bye, guys.